Let your body take control. Can you feel it? I'm ready. Are you? I don't know. Are you? Oh no, I didn't fix the intro thing. That's okay. Let's fix that thumbnail right now while the music's still going. Here, let's put the right one up here. I'm too busy jamming anyway. This one kind of, what's that word they use now? This one kind of slaps. All right, turn that down. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you got some good plans for the weekend. I don't. We're going to be cleaning and clearing a down tree in our yard and opening the pool and cleaning up all the... My neighbors have this cottonwood tree next door. And that thing is the messiest tree on the planet. I don't even like opening my pool until that thing's done. And don't get excited about me having a pool. It came with the house. We didn't want it, but we got a good deal on the house, and so we were stuck with it. Anyway, I hope you're having a good Friday morning. I am, despite the fact that I'm, at this time of day. But anyway, shall we get this started? Because I told you so. You can see right up there, all those, that's only a tiny portion of the ones you'll see like this that are telling you, oh no, the president, Biden didn't do it. The Justice Department didn't do it. Jack Smith didn't do it. Oh no, a grand jury of just ordinary citizens saw the evidence and they decided to indict. I told you they were going to use that. Play the damn intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yes, that is me. This guy right here. Stop the music. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel on this Friday, the 9th of June, 2023, where when Canada's burning, we can all blame it on global warming. Anyway, so, a lot of fires going on in Canada. Did y'all see those videos that the fires just all popped up at the same time? Did I show those yesterday? Did I? I don't know. Anyway, so, but that's not the biggest news. Although I hear a lot of people bitching in New York and Washington, D.C. and everyone else where the smoke is covering the eastern United States and everyone's talking about, this is climate change, except for it looks like arson. But we talked about, we did talk about the yesterday because arson was one of the topics, wasn't it? So anyway, let's just say good morning and get this going because there's a whole lot of just people talking on the internet about the indictment. Yes, the indictment, another indictment of Donald Trump, and we're expecting a third one possibly in Georgia. But so I said that, yesterday I was talking about this grand jury thing because if they were really concerned about Donald Trump, breaking the law, well, they just would have indicted him. They wouldn't have needed a grand jury to do it. But they got a grand jury to do it, so they wouldn't have to say, well, that you can't say that Biden had anything to do with it. Biden's Justice Department did anything. You can't even call it Biden's Justice Department because the Justice Department is a separate entity of the United States government, and the Justice Department doesn't really belong to us. It belongs to the people. And if the grand jury did it, then just a bunch of people in the grand jury just did it because they're solid citizens and they saw all the evidence and thousands of pages. Look. Grand juries do whatever the person doing the supposed prosecuting, or not even prosecuting, presenting. I'll say presenting because there's grand juries that don't indict, right? There's grand juries that don't indict. And it depends on how you present the information. For example, There were several grand juries convened for, well, I won't say she can be named. Her supporter shall not be named, but Miss Clinton, Mrs. Clinton, the married to the other jackass. Because I still call Trump a jackass, but I say it in a, what's the word? I say it in a way that I appreciate his jackassedness, even though he is a jackass. I appreciate it because I am of the feeling that sometimes you need a jackass to be the leader, because the jackass will bring some of the other jackasses who lead other countries and other places in line. So I'm not sure he's a jackass, and certainly some of his behaviors are not things that I would condone, but I understand it. And sometimes, and that's why I didn't vote for him in 2016, but I voted for him in 2020 because he did the things he said he was going to do. He attempted to. Now, there was plenty of people trying to constantly stop him from doing things he wanted to do, but he basically made a list when he was running for president, and every one of those things, he basically did everything he could to tick them off. I don't mean tick them off. I mean tick the things off the list. Even the wall. They didn't finish the wall, but did he start the project to get the project going? Did he say? Yeah, that's so rare. That's so rare in a president. I can't name a president who went on the campaign trail, just promised this and that, blah, 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 and then just kind of was bullshit the whole time. Except for, I suppose Joseph Raheem Biden has been that way because all he did, he didn't really say anything. So I suppose he's done everything he said he's going to do because he really didn't say what he's going to do. He just said, I'm not Trump, and I'm going to do everything anti-Trump. And so he came in and did a bunch of executive orders to knock down things that Trump did. But that's a whole nother story. Let me say good morning, everybody, and we'll get into the grand jury and what people are saying, because it's fascinating. And I knew it. I told you this yesterday. I thought, though, for sure. Now, and they haven't even done the indictment yet, have they? It was leaked that there was going to be indictment, but I don't think it's official. I think the arraignment might be today, and he's going to come in and do his thing and leave, right? Because that's what they let a former president do, apparently. By the way, let me remind you here that no one is above the law. I do have my cup of coffee, by the way. Big Daddy, because I am Big Daddy. I'm probably the biggest person here. Maybe. I don't know. I guess I can't claim that because I don't know any of you. I mean, I know Jimmy. Okay. I've met Jimmy Das Hotep in person. I'm much larger than Jimmy Das Hotep. I mean, I'm a tall dude, big dude, and weigh a lot. So that's me. But I don't know about anybody else because I haven't met any of the rest of you in person. I think I've seen pictures of a couple of you. I know, well, Cindy, I've seen pictures of Cindy. I don't know if I've seen a picture of you, though. But I'm assuming I'm larger human being than most people. I just am. So anyway, let's say hi. Good morning first in the Rumble side of the world. Getting weird here. Mike Savage, who is the first in the chat and gets the bell. Thank you for being here. Also, good morning, Avocados Diabli. Tall person is in the house. And now, tall person, I'm not even sure if I'm taller than tall person. Aren't you like 6'4", 6'5", tall person? I'm not sure. I'm a tall person, but I'm 6'4". Anyway, Jimmy Das Hotep is in the house. And that's everyone on Rumble. There you go. On YouTube, first in the chat is Aaron Meredith, who gets the bell. Good morning also to Simon Wolfwood, Those Ain't Real Dude, Mike Savage, Blog, Maddie's in the house. Tall person is over there too. Avocados Diabli. Jonathan Peterson, what's up? Nice to have you back again. Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. My wonderful son-in-law, Jess Phillips, is in the chat. Good morning. It is Strong Dad June. Thank you for reminding me. It's Strong Dad June. Good morning also. Jay Pylon's in the house. Lord Stanhope is here. Man Squatch is here. Tyler F is here. Hig from the home base. Home base in Florida. Are you still in Tennessee? Where are you guys right now, Hig? Let me know. I'll get down that far eventually. He put 6'6" on his dating profiles. That's tall person. So there you go. Also, good morning, Lord Stanhope. Nice to see you. Renee May et Attack Alpaca. Let's see. Let's just Nomad's in the house.
Hammer time.
Also, JB, what's happening? And is that everybody? Reaction Puerto Rico. You lovely island. Island of tropical breezes. Okay. Also, I'm getting my West Side Story on. Let's see. Man Squad said, no man, I got you. JB. Oh, Heroic Nico's in the house. What's up? And is that everybody? Oh, did I just see Special K on Acids here. What's up? Nice to see you. My favorite Canadian Jaeger pony. Hope you're not. Well, aren't you, now I forget which part of Canada are you in. Are you the part of the Canada that is causing the East Coast to be filled with smoke? I'm not sure. And fake news experts. So that's everybody on YouTube so far. Glad to have you all here. Hope you're having a great Friday, and I hope you have a better weekend planned than me. And that doesn't mean that I hate what's going on my weekend. I don't mind doing what I'm doing, but I always wish that you have a better weekend plan than me, because that would just be great. Even though I've known I have a great weekend plan. Oh, you're in South Florida. Take care of my mother-in-law. Cindy's dad passed away. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Give Cindy my best regards, and to your whole family, actually, not just Cindy, because obviously that's that's part of your family too. So I hope everyone's doing okay, and basically, may the Lord bless you and keep you in reality. So, sorry to hear that. Okay, Quebec is not the real Canada. Okay, well, Quebec is as a bunch of wildfires like everywhere, and the whole place is burning. And your fake president, also known as the prime minister, seems to think that it's strictly a global warming issue. Fake president. That's wrong. It's just a different system. The Justice Joe certainly is blamed on global warming, and so is some of the little nitwits in America who are all talking about it, but not those films. I'm really, really curious about that whole thing, man. That is so weird. Just all these fires all pop up at the exact same time. That seems coordinated. Like the guy. Remember the dude? He passed away not too long ago. The actor. You've got to coordinate. He had the suits, and the lining would be the same pattern as his tie and everything. You got to coordinate. Well, they did that with the fires in Canada. You got to coordinate, and they're all of them at the same time. It's wild. Anyway, and thank you, tall person. We got our first day and our first sponsor of the day for that matter. It is Tall Person who has informed us of the special day today. Today, the special day is, I'm having a hard time believing this. There is a Happy Donald Duck Day. Hold on a second. Really? Okay, let's look it up. Donald Duck Day. Holy shit. It is National Donald Duck Day. What? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, here it is. This is real. I'm not kidding, and neither is Tall Person. Here it is. National Donald Duck Day. June 9th, 2023. Donald Duck made his cartoon debut in The Little Wise Hen back in the summer of 1934, but he wouldn't meet Mickey Mouse until his second appearance on Orphan's Benefit later that year. From there, it wasn't long before Daisy Duck and his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie were introduced. Now, in spite of their superior diction, they weren't able to steal the spotlight from Donald. You can't replace his grumpy, nearly incomprehensible charm, and it's why Donald has been in the more movies, 200 plus, than any other Disney character. Are you kidding me? I had no idea. So let's celebrate on June 9th, National Donald Duck Day, and his accomplishments don't stop there. He co-hosted the Oscars in 1958 with a little help from Bob Hope, Jack Lemmon, and Jimmy Stewart. Oh, and they named an asteroid after him in 1995. If that doesn't convince you he's a force of nature, now know that he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yes, I've seen it. I've actually seen Donald Duck's star. We're not sure how he left web footprints in front of the Chinese theater, but we'll gladly roll with it. What do you give a duck that has it all? His own holiday. So there you go. It is Donald Duck Day. Happy Donald Duck Day to everybody in the chat and throughout the world, because it is. And good morning, by the way, to Why Are You So Angry? Nice to have you here. Okay, let's get into it. Yesterday, I mentioned the idea that one of the reasons they are very adamant about going through a grand jury for this indictment of the former president, the enemy of the current administration, is so that they can have plausible deniability, right? I kept saying, I'm sorry. Well, I'll come back to it. So they can have plausible deniability. If they really they wanted to go through a grand jury because they didn't want to look like they were persecuting Donald Trump. But remember how grand juries work. Basically, it's garbage in, garbage out. If you throw the right garbage in, then the grand jury will churn out that garbage. And so it's certainly, a grand jury is a one-sided process. If you want someone convicted, you'll load it up with as many things as you can. And again, remember, grand juries are ordinary citizens. And they're going to believe what a prosecutor says. Now, if you don't put in a convincing argument, sometimes on purpose, because you really don't want someone to be indicted, then you don't. And the grand jury will not come out with a indictment. But here's the thing. There's an old saying that a grand jury, you can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich, right? That's one of the sayings. And so, but it also takes away the prosecutorial discretion, right? So we talked about this yesterday. James Comey came out just before the 2016 election after they'd done all this, all this investigation of Hillary Clinton, right? Came out and confirmed that Hillary Clinton illegally possessed top secret, classified, and special access programming in her personal residence on a server that was unsecure for a large number of time. Very well. And, they never did get into is how many times was her server hacked, but that's, we don't know because they didn't go into it too deeply. And then also that Hillary Clinton destroyed evidence purposefully that was under subpoena, not just digital evidence, the bleach bit nonsense, but also physical evidence. Their staff destroyed devices that had some of the information that they were looking for. They destroyed whole kinds of things. The investigation that James Comey did, he came out and said to the public, instead of taking it to a grand jury saying, hey, this is here, what did he say? He said, well, she, wasn't aware of some of this and that. And, that's no one would ever actually go in to prosecute somebody for any of this, right? Oh, really? Really? Yes, hammer time. In fact, hammers.
Stop. Hammer time.
That's what Hillary Clinton's staff used to say. It's hammer time. So, but that's what's known as prosecutorial discretion. Now, if you don't want to use prosecutorial discretion, like Jack Smith, the special counsel in this case, or the Justice Department in this case, right? No reasonable prosecutor would have taken on this case. That's exactly right, Renee Mayette. But if you want to pretend you can't use prosecutorial discretion, well, then you take it to a grand jury and you just use, well, oh, no, we didn't. We're not indicting the former president of the United States, who's also a front runner opponent of the current president who's going to be running for re-election. No, we're not doing that. Oh, this grand jury over here did that. See, we just gave them the information. They sorted through it, and they just said, oh, this looks like something we need to indict. So we're not indicting. The grand jury did it. It's called plausible deniability. So some of the things that are trending today. Let me just stop and go back. There is one thing trending today that I did want to mention. And for those of you who are, well, for those of you who are closer to my age than Tyre Alexander. Oh, Tyre, speaking of Tyre Alexander, good morning. Tyre, yes, Alexandrius, the Invictus Lich. Good morning, sir. If you're closer to my age than Tyre Alexander's age, you'll probably recognize the name Michael J. Fox. And in fact, even Tyre Alexander probably recognizes the name Michael J. Fox because he's in one of the greatest trilogy movies of all time, Back to the Future. Well, he's trending today, not because he died. You know, he's having some trouble with his Parkinson's disease and whatnot, but that's not why he's trending. I'm sure that at some point the Denzel Washington meme will pop up. It's Michael J. Fox's birthday today. Michael J. Fox is 62 years old today. Now, I kind of almost forgot that he's older than me because when I see Michael J. Fox, I see him when we go and watch Back to the Future over and over because that's my wife's favorite movie. Okay, it's like one of her favorite series of all times, and so I always see him as a kid. But I do remember when he was first basically thrust upon the world in a sitcom called Family Ties. Was it Family Ties? Yeah, that was it. And the reason it's significant to me is because at the time that show was out in the 80s, I was around the same age as as the kid that was playing, Michael J. Fox was playing. And in fact, he's 3 years older than me. And I always forget that he's older than me just because of that. But anyway, so, yeah, happy birthday, Marty McFly. So there you go. So Michael J. Fox is 62 today. So a lot of people are honoring him on Twitter with tweets about him. So happy birthday, Michael J. Fox. All right, let's get back to the real news today. So grand jury, another thing that's trending, and most of the things on Twitter that are trending today that have any meaning, that are really important, have to do with the indictment of the former president of the United States, Donald John Trump. And grand jury was one of the things that is trending. And so, and like I said, if you want to go, we're going to get on some of these replies about the grand jury, because a lot of people are, again, they're making this point. Oh, no. This is not the Justice Department, right? It's not President Biden going after Donald Trump. It's not anyone else going after Donald Trump. It's a grand jury, a grand jury of just ordinary people who saw the evidence, blah, blah, blah. No, this is actually a tactic, okay? So grand jury is trending. Ted Lieu apparently didn't like, I guess Kevin McCarthy said, today indeed is a dark day. He's the Speaker of the House for the United States of America. It's unconscionable for a president to indict the leading candidate opposing him. Joe Biden kept classified documents for decades. I and every American who believes in the rule of law stand with President Trump against this grave injustice. House Republicans will hold this brazen weaponization of power accountable. Okay, Kevin, I hate to say it. No, you won't. I don't think you will. And I'm not even going to explain why I feel that way. Hello, Kevin S., by the way. I'm not going to explain why I feel that way. I just know you won't. HP Lovecraft, same to you. So, but people that we are ashamed to be Americans today, all American patriots, truckers, should protest this political hit job outside the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday at 3 p.m. They're acting like he sold military secrets to an agent of a foreign power. I wonder if he's talking about somebody. This despicable weaponization of government for political expediency cannot stand. Okay, that's interesting. Ted Lieu, the moron from California, has replied to Kevin McCarthy because, again, plausible deniability, right? Dear Speaker McCarthy, presidents don't indict. The Trump indictment came from grand jurors. Plausible deniability. You know this, but you are intentionally misleading the public. You have no idea if this indictment is, as you say, an injustice because you have not seen the evidence. Do better. Okay, fine. And look, I'm personally not even claiming that that President Trump didn't have those documents in his possession. Sure, he did. Now, but there's a whole lot of vagaries on one, what he had, two, whether or not he could have had them, three, how they were stored, four, and whether or not they were declassified. Also, there's a whole lot of questions about the President's Records Act, the Espionage Act, which happened for World War I. There's a whole lot of questions, constitutionally, legally, whatever, that goes on with this. And also, here's another part of this that's very interesting to me. Let me come back here. As they go through this, the Justice Department, which takes over the grand jury indictment, right? Because the grand jury indicted him, not the Justice Department, not Jack Smith, not Merrick Garland, not Joe Biden. That has nothing to do with them. Because they could have indicted him if they believed Donald Trump broke the law, but they didn't. They had a grand jury do it because that's how you get it done without having to say, well, we did it. But the Justice Department does have to be the one that prosecutes it, right? So 6 to 1, half dozen the other. Spider-Man. But when he says, you have no idea if this indictment, as you say, that injustice because you have not seen the evidence. Again, normally prosecutorial discretion is something that we do in this country. And here's the part that is going to be very interesting. They have to prove that the documents that he had in his possession, let's see, I should probably look at the set, because they're saying that's going to be 7 counts. Now, this was leaked, by the way, because normally, how do we know this? Because it hasn't happened yet. Oh, it leaked. It's great. But though they're going to have to prove that the documents were classified, for one thing. So the jury's going to have to know what's in the documents. Also, as Nancy Pelosi would say, I remember when they had a bill, it was a budget bill, and it was like 11,000 pages long, and they presented it like 2 days before they were going to vote on it, and not everyone got to read it. And Nancy Pelosi said these famous words and not verbatim, but just to in the essence, well, we have to pass it so that you can find out what's in the bill. We have to pass the bill so we can find out what's in it. Oh, well, that's kind of the same thing with these classified documents. You have to indict the president to find out what's in the documents, because we don't know what documents were there. Plus, I got to be honest. I got a feeling. You know how Trump kind of leaves you little Easter eggs everywhere? And then the dummies go and try to grab them, and then they find out what's in them. And sometimes it's a stink bomb. So Donald Trump, before he left office, he declassified the entire Crossfire Hurricane investigation. That we know he did the process on, right? And now, also the other part of this is, so these classified documents, it's not like they're necessarily originals. There are no copies of anything that's going on here. I have a really, really strong feeling that, I've got a feeling, woo-hoo, that a lot of these documents that Donald Trump kept have some stink bombs in them for the FBI, for the Justice Department, anyone who was in the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. And I'm sure a lot of these things are going to come up in this trial because they're going to have, again, the Trump defense team. There's probably some things in there that Donald Trump just wants the world to know, and the only way to get him to know is probably through this little court case that they're about to have. So it's going to be interesting to see if they try to do some kind of plea deal. Because basically, you know what they're trying, you know what the main purpose of this is, right? Biden, the administration, whatever, everyone in the FBI who hates Trump, that they've been, trying to get him, take him out for years. They just want him out of the paint, right? They want him off the court. They don't want him running for president. They don't want it because they know, that if he somehow ends up in the White House again, it may very well be scorched earth time. Now, I'm not 100% sure that. I know that though he's ready to clean house like he didn't do the first time. And I'm kind of bummed that he didn't do it the first time. He had a lot of swamp rats working for him and whatnot, but it is what it is. But in this case, a lot of these documents that he had, I'm sure there are a few stink bombs in there just for them to open during the case. Good morning, Uncle Bobby. Hello, Steph Colonel. What's up? Kevin S. I think I said hi already. Brent Hayes. What's up? And Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby's in the house. Did I say that twice? I probably did. Anyway. So, more reactions. Now, I showed you the Joe Walsh one, I think. It's in the thumbnail. But here it is. You spent the last decade saying you would throw Obama, Biden, and Clinton in prison and have them executed. Grand jury indicted Trump. Deal with it. That's someone talking back to Cernovich. This is gold. Watch and share widely. Trump on Hillary Clinton from 7 years ago. Yeah, because they're talking about the classified material. So a lot of people are bringing this clip.
This was not just extreme carelessness with classified material, which is still totally disqualifying. This is calculated, deliberate, premeditated misconduct, followed by a cover-up that included false statements and lies to Congress, the media, and the American people.
And she didn't get indicted. It's amazing how. And now Trump has put him in this same position. Hello, unacceptable views. I see you now. Now, granted, Trump has put himself into this position, and so these kind of statements are going to be just thrown at him left and right, not just by himself, but I know Chris Christie's already said some stuff like that. Mike Pence said some stuff, who are both inexplicably running for president. I don't know. And Christie especially talking like he's going to come out and be a tough guy. So a lot of people are throwing this in his face, but a couple things. And again, here they go. It died for Stormy Daniels, Georgia election fraud, classified documents. It looks like these are the things they're going to try to get him on. Now, the Stormy Daniels one in New York, again, that is just that's a crazy one. I can't believe Alton Bragg is trying that. But again, you have all these different cases. This makes it hard for Trump to run for president. Now, the New York Times obviously has written something here. Here's someone here. No, Gladys, it was a grand jury, not Biden. Again, plausible deniability. The senior Biden administration official said the White House has learned. This is the other one. This is hilarious. You know how whenever something would happen in our country and during the Obama administration and President Obama, well, I just heard about that on the news. I just don't even know what you're talking about because, they're just on the news. Well, guess what? New York Times, a senior Biden administration's official said the White House has learned of the indictment from news reports. They didn't even know about it. Excuse me. Oh my God. These motherfuckers are just shameless. You know, just like, probably caused by a YouTube video, yeah. Just like, look. You're the current president of the United States. And you are the head of the executive branch of the United States. The Justice Department is part of the executive branch. And the Justice Department, from the advisement of a grand jury, is about to indict the former president of the United States and your key opponent thus far in the race for the next term of the president of the United States. And nobody in that department tells you about it. It's about to happen. The first time this has ever happened in the history of our country, nobody in your Justice Department told you about it. You learned about it from news reports. Where is it? I don't have an X thing anymore, but I do have this. If that isn't the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of loads of bullshit, okay? New York Times. Justice Department charged Trump in documents case, indictment handed up by a grand jury, plausible deniability, in Miami. In Miami, yeah. Florida's mostly a conservative state, but Miami, not so much. It's the first time a former U.S. president has faced federal charges. Let's read the New York Times tale on this. The Justice Department Thursday took the legally and politically momentous step of lodging federal criminal charges against former President Donald Trump, accusing him of mishandling classified documents he kept upon leaving office and then obstructing the government's effort to reclaim them. Mr. Trump confirmed on his social media platform that he has been indicted. Yes, the New York Times learned of this because Trump did a load of, what do they call him on Truth Social? Dropped a truth or whatever on Truth Social. They learned about it from his social media. God, Jesus Christ. The charges against him include willfully retaining national defense secrets in violation of the Espionage Act, making false statements, and a conspiracy to obstruct justice, according to two people familiar with the matter. The Justice Department made no comment on the indictment Thursday and did not immediately make the document public. Oh, so this was leaked. The indictment, handed up by a grand jury in federal district court in Miami, is the first time a former president has faced federal charges. He puts the nation in an extraordinary position, given Trump's status not only as a one-time commander-in-chief, but also the current frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination to face President Biden, whose administration will now be seeking to convict his potential rival of multiple felonies. Mr. Trump is expected to surrender to authorities on Tuesday, according to a person close to him and his own post on his social media platform, Truth Social. The corrupt Biden administration has informed my attorneys that I have been indicted, President Trump wrote in one of several posts around 7 p.m. after he was notified of the charges. The former president added that he was scheduled to be arraigned in federal court in Miami at 3 p.m. on Tuesday. In a video he released later on Truth Social, Mr. Trump declared, "I am an innocent man. I am an innocent person." A lawyer for Mr. Trump, Jim Trusty, told CNN Thursday night that the former president's legal team had not been shown the indictment itself, but that the court summons gave some details on the charges. He mentioned alleged Espionage Act violations, again, that's from the World War I, false statement charges, and several obstruction-based charges, including offenses under Section 1512, which criminalizes witness tampering and other means of obstructing an official effort. Mr. Trusty said he believed there was also a conspiracy charge, but he added, "This is not biblically accurate because I'm not looking at the charging document. I'm looking at a summary sheet." He also said the Trump legal team had not been told of anyone else being indicted. The indictment filed by the Office of the Special Counsel Jack Smith came about 2 months after local prosecutors in New York filed more than 30 felony charges against Mr. Trump. Yes, that bullshit case. In a case connected to a hush money payment made to a porn actress in advance of the 2016 election. Oh, I didn't even know about that. Made to a porn actress? Wow, thanks New York Times for pointing that out. Mr. Trump remains under investigation by Mr. Smith's office for his wide-ranging efforts to retain power after his election loss in 2020 and how those efforts led to the January 6th assault on the Capitol by a pro-Trump mob. He is also being scrutinized for potential election interference by the district attorney's office in Fulton County, Georgia. A senior Biden official said the White House had learned of the indictment from news reports. Yes, that's how the Obama-Biden administration learns about everything. They learn about it from news reports. No, the Justice Department would never give a heads up to the current president of the United States that his predecessor was being indicted. No. They would never give a heads up. They would never communicate that because, boy, oh boy, then you'd have to say that Joe Biden knows something. And clearly Joe Biden's a dumb shit and doesn't know anything. So no way. They found out about it from news reports. Of course they did. Anyway, so then they go on and on about January 6th and all that bunch of other shit. So anyway, this is going to get so interesting so fast. It is already. And so other things that are trending related to this, the president is trending, just the word the president. Now, this is interesting because people are saying, well, this is just a grand jury and it's not Joe Biden that's, doing this. It has nothing to do with Biden. Biden just found out about it in news reports. And Michael Tracy kind of makes a good point about this because he says, I'm pretty sure the attorney general is a political appointee nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate. Hence the longstanding convention of referring to the Justice Department in conjunction with the name of the president whose administration the department operates in. Because they say, well, this is not Joe Biden. It's not Joe Biden's Justice Department. Oh, really? Well, let's see. Let's get some examples. Yes, New York Times, by the Biden Justice Department. Yep, that seems consistent. Okay, what is this next one? Oh, yes, Mr. Barr's approach, blah, 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 criticized the Trump Justice Department. Yep, there we go. And then we got, what's this one? Oh, yeah, prosecutors, blah, 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 the Obama Justice Department. So, yes, it is the Justice Department of the current president. Now, some of the people talking about this, J.D. Vance, a senator from, I think, Ohio, right? The former president will be indicted for, quote, mishandling, end quote, his own government classified information. Yet everyone agrees the president has the authority to declassify anything. This is a moral and constitutional joke. Merrick Garland has disgraced his country, where a lot of people are bitching at J.D. Vance because, oh, no. This has nothing to do with Merrick Garland. This has nothing to do with the Justice Department. A grand jury did this. It's a grand jury. So it has nothing to do with the Justice Department or Merrick Garland or President Biden because it's not President Biden's Justice Department unless you read the New York Times. But anyway. So there's other people talking about the president. Oh, wait a minute. David Clark says that the Secret Service doesn't keep visitors logs is a complete lie. Anybody getting near the president in the White House has to be vetted. Instead of the first time, I vetted. Okay, what is this? Secret Service makes a startling claim about Joe Biden's time spent in Delaware. I don't know why I guess there's other things about the president, but that has nothing to do with this thing. Mr. Reagan, he's a YouTuber. I enjoy his stuff. Democrats be like, I mean, come on, guys. Who's really the corrupt one? The president with a million accusations and indictments and impeachments, or the president with zero? I think it's pretty obvious. Yeah, Trump had done it. Okay. Because no one is above the law. So, except for if your name is Biden or Clinton or whatever. Let's see. I would hope if Trump becomes president in 2024 that he learned his lesson of what we actually need to drain the swamp instead of fill it up. It was a great campaign message that wasn't delivered on. Now we are seeing the insane consequences. That is the one place where he kind of failed. He did not drain the swamp. Because he was kind of in a different realm. And so he kind of tried to rely on people who had been in that realm. And so he had a lot of swamp creatures around him. The worst one is John Bolton. I couldn't believe when he brought on John Bolton, but the crazy walrus dude. Hello, Selecta boy.
Yeah, boy.
Nice to have you here. So let's see. What is this? If you want this judgeship, that's on Joe Biden's desk. You have to flip your guy to cooperate against the president of the United States. What? Wow, the lead prosecutor on the box hoax obstructed justice, tampered with the witness, always guilty of what they accuse you of. I'm not sure what that means. What is here? Oh, okay, that's something else. Prosecutors admitted in court filings that agents absconded with roughly 13,000 items, including apparel, books, and the president's passports, but only found 100 unique documents with classified markings. So this is the article. Let's go to some of the articles. Here's some of the other things trending. Presidents is trending. Now they got, I don't need white pictures of Hunter Biden up there, but, no one is above the law. Here's another one of these. Okay, fact check from Scott Dworkin. He's an anti-Trump guy. Anyone saying President Biden indicted Trump is the liar spreading misinformation. Biden had nothing to do with it. Republicans want to turn this into a political prosecution. It's not. Trump committed crimes, so he was charged for them. It's really that simple. Deal with it. Oh, and they're really excited that he's twice indicted and twice impeached. Well, the impeachment's failed. Impeached means nothing. It just means charged. They failed on those. Let's see. Carrie Lake says the most blatant act of election interference in our nation history. Laura Loomer. I don't need Laura Loomer, please. Undeterred, President Trump vows to fix a broken justice system on day of second indictment. That's Bo Snerdley, Rush Limbaugh's the former Rush Limbaugh's best friend and sidekick. So there's a lot of people talking about it. You can check those out. Hillary Clinton's also trending. Let's see. Now, Ed Krasenstein. Let's do an Ed Krasenstein post, shall we? Should we do one Ed Krasenstein? Come on, let's do that. Let's flash back several years to Trump on the campaign trail against Hillary Clinton in 2015. He really seemed like he would be such a great protector of classified information, didn't he? He was so concerned that Hillary sent classified emails from a private server to individuals whom were also allowed to view classified information. Stop there, Ed. Stop. Not just sent emails of classified information. She had top secret, classified, special access programming on an unsecured server in her home illegally, and destroyed evidence when under subpoena. It's not just, she sent some emails to some people who were allowed to have classified information. Unsecured emails, unsecured server. Stop making it like but her emails. That but her emails bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, remember, Hillary was allowed to have access to the classified documents she maintained on her server illegally. She's not the president of the United States. She can't declassify anything she wants. I can't do it. I'm not going to read Ed Krasenstein. It's always this what about thing. Also trending justice. Vivek Ramaswamy Also running for president, we can't have a two-tier justice system, one for Trump, another for Biden, one for Assange, another for Manning, one for BLM Antifa, and another for peaceful protesters on January 6th. I never thought I'd see the day when a U.S. president deputizes the DOJ to arrest his lead rival in the middle of an election. Obama shamefully tried to deputize the FBI to infiltrate Trump's 2016 campaign. True. But they're leaving nothing to chance this time around. The federal police state is outright arresting Trump. This is an affront to every citizen. We cannot devolve into a banana republic where the party in power uses police force to arrest its political opponents. It's hypocritical for the DOJ to selectively prosecute Trump, but not Biden. There's also serious legal questions about the president's power to declassify documents and the potential illegality of the overclassification of federal documents in the first place. That's for the courts to decide, but we the people decide who governs this nation. It would be much easier for me to win this election if Trump weren't in the race, but I stand for the principles over politics. I commit to pardon Trump promptly on January 2020, January 20th, 2025, and restore our rule of law in this country. So there's one candidate already who said they will pardon Mr. Trump. Real quick, thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. God has donated a small bullet. Thank you, sir. I am honored and humbled. By the way, God, that makes you
are
the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, God, for joining us on the show. God says, blessed tidings from on high, P-Dog. What in the Sam hell is going on down there? Half your nation is deranged, hedonistic degenerates. I've dispatched the aliens to help clean up. Stay clear of their wood chippers. Feminism will destroy civilization. TTFN. I'm not really, that's that for now. I think that's what that means. Thank you, God. I appreciate it. And I am humbled. Love you, sir. Love you. All right. Thank you, God. If you want to be a Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today, just be the highest donor for the day. That's done through Streamlabs only. I can't do it because I can't keep track on the other formats. But also, when you donate through Streamlabs, 30% of your money doesn't go to YouTube. It goes more to me, and that's what your intention is, and so that's why. So the Streamlabs link pop up in the chat every once in a while. Feel free to use them because I'm going to be out of work for a couple months coming up soon. Okay, let's continue on this. Cat Turd, make no mistake. There's Cat Turd's take on it. Now, I'm sure you were waiting to hear Cat Turd's take on it, and Cat Turd's kind of a good dude anyway. Make no mistake about it. The Biden regime has gone full communist and indicted their leading political opponent in an upcoming election. That's what all this is about. We now have to have a rogue government. He spelled rouge. Isn't rogue R-O-G-U-E, and rouge is R-O-U-G-E. Anyway, he had his misspelling. Rogue government attempting a communist coup on their own citizens through a corrupt Justice Department. He put apartment because he was typing fast and had a couple. I knew what he meant, so I read it the right way he meant it. Also trending Presidential Records Act. Now, Daniel Dale, who's a jackass too, but he's on the other side, jackass, says, no, Trump didn't follow the Presidential Records Act. No, Obama and the Bushes didn't take millions of papers. No, the Fed couldn't have just asked nicely. No, 1,850 Biden boxes haven't vanished. Fact check on Trump's blizzard of documents to Odyssey. So he's one of those fact checker guys for This Is CNN. So I don't believe anything he says anyway. Let's see. Mark Levin blasts the indictment. Let's see what this is. I'm going to be honest with you. The Presidential Records Act probably doesn't apply to everything that Trump has or had. So everything on this one is the grain of salt too. I haven't listened to this, but let's listen to it so I can find out what's in it. There we go.
President Trump is 76 years old.
Mm-hmm.
If the Department of Justice gets his way, he will die in federal prison. Just by one of these counts, conspiracy to obstruct justice, which has a 20-year...
Yeah, the conspiracy to obstruct justice. A conspiracy. Usually conspiracy takes multiple people, doesn't it? Anyway.
Maximum sentence. This is a disgusting mark on American history for the future to come. by these bandits in the White House, by the Democrat Party that don't play fair anymore. They don't want to just win elections. They want to take control of this country. They want one-party rule.
They do.
And they have used the Department of Justice and the FBI to get what they want. Merrick Garland is a mob lawyer. That's what he is. Jack Reed is a rogue Soviet-style prosecutor.
I think you meant Jack Smith, but anyway.
The Presidential Records Act is not a criminal statute, and it was never intended to be. The Espionage Act of 1917 was passed under Woodrow Wilson, another corrupt president. Woodrow Wilson used it to go after his adversaries, and they imprisoned 2,000 people. So I suppose over there at the Department of Injustice, and this clown prosecutor spent a lot of time at The Hague. Yeah. They probably figured these laws could be used to try and entrap Trump. All these obstruction issues.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. You could read. I will have this in the links. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but the great one, as some people call him, kind of went off. I'm just saying, the great one off. All right, I only have a few minutes left, so I want to get into a couple of the articles. I'll have this one in the links, that specific one in the links for you, though. But the trending topics are just full of this stuff. So let's start with Julie Kelly, though, because she's been epically prolific on all things January 6th and Donald Trump and the whole thing. The ongoing investigation now. So he's been charged in the classified documents probe, right? But the ongoing investigation of January 6th, however, poses far greater legal jeopardy for Trump. So a potential 20 years under the conspiracy to obstruct it pales in what this one could be. Okay. Former President Donald Trump is indicted in district court in Miami on federal counts stemming from special counsel Jack Smith's months-long investigation into Trump's handling of classified documents. The indictment represents the first time in U.S. history a former president will face criminal charges. Donald Trump announced the indictment on Thursday night on Truth Social, and we've already heard that one. He will surrender to authorities in Miami on Tuesday. Exact charges are unclear. The New York Times reports that the former president faces 7 counts. Those charges potentially include obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and unlawful retention of classified material. Attorney General Merrick Garland, appointed by Joe Biden in January 2021, named Smith special counsel last year to take over Garland's existing investigations into both the classified documents matter and Trump's alleged role in the events of January 6th. Such an appointment underscores the department's commitment to both independence and accountability, Garland said on November 2022 announcement. Yeah, except Jack Smith is well known. He was already well known as one who would kind of has a tendency to go after people that are on the right, I would say. Hello, Jabari. What's up? What's up, my man? And thank you to thank you, Tyrannus Alexandris Tremere-Lich, for dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. You are also another Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. You're tied with God. So, Tyre Alexander, you are tied with God right now. That's amazing. Anyway, Tyre Alexander says, for a refresher, if you have a need to know, you can have classified information. However, there is a protocol for containing and maintaining that info. Unsecured info is very bad, and if I did, I'd be facing 15 years, but some pigs are more equal than others, right? Yes, it is an Animal Farm situation here. Some pigs are just more equal than others. Thank you. Oh, what the hell? Thank you, Tyler Alexander. All right. After months of accusations by the National Archives and Records Administration that Trump-era government documents were missing in violation of the Presidential Records Act, which is an administrative act. It's not even a criminal act. It's just some administrative shit. The agency retrieved 15 boxes of records from Trump's primary residence in Palm Beach, Florida in January 2022. The following month, NARA's Inspector General sent a letter to the Justice Department seeking a criminal investigation into Trump, claiming the boxes contained newspapers, magazines, printed news articles, photos, miscellaneous printouts, notes, presidential correspondence, personal and post-presidential records, and a lot of classified records. So when they took his stuff, they took a lot of personal shit. In fact, they went through Melania Trump's underwear drawer. Don't know what they were looking for there. They probably found something interesting. Anyway, news reports confirmed that Garland's Justice Department opened an investigation in April 2022, NARA, over the objection of Trump's legal team amid claims of executive privilege, then gave the FBI access to the files. Now, despite Trump team's cooperation with investigators, which included meeting with investigators and counterintelligence chief Jay Bratt at his home, resulting in the production of additional documents in response to the subpoena, Garland's Justice Department sought and received an overly broad search warrant to conduct a raid of Mar-a-Lago. In another unprecedented move by the Justice Department, armed FBI agents descended on the former president's home and office in August 2022, a raid Garland later said he approved. Prosecutors admitted in court filings that the agents absconded with roughly 13,000 items, including apparel, books, and the president's passports. Why? Now, that certainly wasn't what they were looking for, was it? But only found 100 unique documents with classified markings. Trump filed a lawsuit demanding a third-party handle alleged classified records. Florida District Court Judge Eileen Cannon ordered the appointment of a special master in September 2022 amid concerns investigators had already bungled the probe and the Justice Department's history of damaging leaks. Cannon's appointment of federal Judge Raymond J. Deary as special master was overturned on appeal in December. Cannon is a judge on the same court that will oversee this historic case. That's Eileen Cannon. Smith's inquiry quickly morphed into an obstruction investigation. Washington Post reported on October 2022 that Smith's office was looking into how files were handled after the initial inquiry began. Investigators now suspect, based on witness statements, security camera footage, and other documentary evidence, that boxes, including classified material, were moved from Mar-a-Lago storage area, the Mar-a-Lago storage area, after the subpoena was served. Oh, you mean like breaking up a bunch of equipment with hammers? Is that what happened? They moved some stuff after the subpoena was served? And that Trump personally examines at least some of those boxes. Now, all he has to say was that it was, recipes and, goat milk or something. Just like Hillary was saying, oh, yeah, no, those 30,000 emails we deleted and all that stuff. Oh, God, here we go to the emails. I don't want to talk about the emails, but the 33,000 documents that we deleted, well, that was just some yoga stuff and, grand pictures of the grandkids and shit. So that's all Trump would have had to say. It's goat milk and, pictures of my grandkids. And then they would have just walked away. No? Nah? Anyway, let's see. So Smith's prosecutors subpoenaed nearly every employee of Mar-a-Lago, including maids, servers, and one of Trump's personal valets in an effort to build an obstruction case. At least 20 members of Trump's Secret Service detail were also subpoenaed by Smith. By the way, it's probably not a good idea to come after a former president with the guns, because there's people called the Secret Service guys that also have guns. There could have been a firefight. I don't know. I hope they announce themselves well. Favorable court rulings enabled the special counsel's free-for-all pursuit in question anyone in Trump's orbit about both the documents and January 6 matters. Trump lost every legal challenge seeking executive privilege protections. Beryl Howell, the Obama-appointed D.C. District Court judge who handled all the behind-the-scenes legal maneuvers by special counsel Robert Mueller, and the dual criminal investigations into Trump by Biden Justice Department in March, took the highly unusual step of piercing attorney-client privilege between Trump and his lawyer, Evan Cochran. You know what? That's crazy. You know why? I mean, in theory, that alone could just screw up their entire case. You allowed, because I don't know if that's even gone to the Supreme Court yet. That should go to the Supreme Court. You can't do that. That's just, anyway. Thank you, Jabari of Judah, for sponsoring the show through YouTube Super Chats. Dropping a big 5 spot saying, tinfoil kufi take. So if you're not familiar with the tinfoil kufi, it's one of those African hats that, could the Department of Justice be setting up for DeSantis to win by smearing Trump and Biden with the charges before the election? I don't think so. The DOJ, they want to keep a Democrat in power. They're not trying to get DeSantis in there. Here's the thing. Let's say they do take Trump out of the paint, and you end up with DeSantis or Vivek or whatever his name is, or any of these other Republicans. Well, it's particularly DeSantis or Vivek. The one thing that DeSantis, I know for sure, will do that Trump probably just didn't have the know-all to do when he got into government, because he came from business. He didn't come from government. DeSantis is going to bring in his own damn people. And I mean, when I mean his own damn people, I mean people that he knows can do the DeSantis job. Okay. He's not going to bring in John Bolton, and he's not going to have, Jim Comey as an advisor. He's not going to bring in, Andrew Vindman, he's not, because Trump had a tendency to, or even like, I suppose Mark Meadows wasn't a terrible choice, but Trump had some people in there that he just brought them in because they were Republicans and because Trump was trying to do Republican things, but some of those Republicans he brought in were just, I'm like, are you serious? This is the same old, swamp people. And that's just because Trump didn't have a lot of people that he could just say, I wish he would have. Part of it too is, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm convinced Trump understands the Constitution. I'm sure I'm convinced that he understands, the big picture. But I don't think Trump understands any of the details. Okay, so he's got to have some good detail people under him. Because sometimes he says stuff, you go, wait, what did you just say, sir? Sir, what did you just, no, sir. And then he corrects himself because one of the good advisors tell him the right thing. But that's just Trump. But again, Trump is still the first president in my lifetime who gave you a list of things he was going to do when he was running, and then all those things he tried to do while he was president. So he ran a business as far as what he did. But I just, some of those people, ooh, man. So anyway, they were swamp. Can't drain the swamp with the people who fill the swamp, right? That's my whole thing. Thank you, Jabari. I appreciate it. So anyway, it appears Smith impaneled the grand jury recently in Southern Florida amid venue concerns. Although most of the investigative work was conducted in the hyper-partisan courthouse in Washington, D.C., according to the Times, prosecutors would simply have to read the early grand jury transcripts to the new grand jurors or have federal agents offer them a summary of the most important points to obtain the indictments in the Florida jurisdiction. Yeah, all you do, look, you again, garbage in, garbage out. Hello, C. Bishop, what's up? I think I voted for the Florida governor for a full term, not to run for president just as soon as he could. Yeah, I hear you. I know. That's a valid point. It's not unusual in politics, though. There you go. Okay, so let's see. Garland also appointed former U.S. Attorney Robert Hur as a special counsel in January to investigate Joe Biden's handling of storage and classified documents. Former Vice President Mike Pence, who is planning to challenge Trump in the 2024 presidential primary, recently was cleared of any wrongdoing related to his possession of classified material. Smith's ongoing investigation into January 6, however, poses a far greater legal jeopardy for Trump. Potential charges include obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to obstruct with witness tampering. Smith could pursue a seditious conspiracy count against Trump. 6 members of the Oath Keepers and 4 members of the Proud Boys, so-called militia groups involved in January 6, were tangentially tied to Trump, have been convicted by Washington juries of the rare Civil War-era charge. Convictions have resulted in sentences as long as 18 years in prison. Smith could file January 6 related charges within the next several weeks. Okay, and those are you talk about some dirty pool. Those charges are just straight bullshit, and I hope every single one of them get appealed because anyway. So in the articles today, I'm not going through any more, but there's plenty more to read if you'd like to. For example, on Breitbart, there's the Donald Trump, I've been indicted and I am an innocent man. They have the full transcript of his Truth Social post. J.D. Vance, again, we've read his one of his tweets. Biden is attacking his most likely 2024 opponent. He's using the justice system to preemptively steal the 2024 election. This is what's happening, plain and simple. Now, I'm going to stop right there, JD. I don't think Trump's the only possibility. although he certainly was a front runner. So anyway, lots of people. And there are also the Truth Social posts are in there. And Daily Caller, principal over politics, Vivek Ramaswamy. We already saw his tweets. We can't have two tiers of justice, one for Trump and one for Biden. I would even say one for Trump and one for Hillary Clinton. Holy shit. What was that? What was that Comey said? No, something would do this because it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's just so this and that. That's exactly what he said, isn't it? Renee had it written down. And then even Ron DeSantis, Elon Musk, top conservatives. This is the last one I'm actually going to read. There's also Trump or lawyer alleges coercion, do the right thing to cooperate against. Oh, I forgot about. No, that's important. That's important. We'll get to both these. I might be late today. So anyway, other presidential candidates and important people have responded. Ron DeSantis, the weaponization of federal law enforcement represents a mortal threat to a free society. We have for years witnessed an uneven application of the law depending on a political affiliation. Why so zealous in pursuing Trump, yet so passive about Hillary Clinton or Hunter Biden? Straight up right on, Ron. You're right on. Spot on. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, it isn't even the last. Oh, Buck Sexton. This isn't even the last of the criminal indictments Trump will face. They're going to try to bury him in prosecutions. They see no point in holding back now. Declaration of all-out warfare. That's what's happening. Alex is, I don't know who this Alex is, breaking Donald Trump to be indicted. We already got that. Elon Musk's response. There seems to be a far higher interest in pursuing Trump compared to other people in politics. Very important that the justice system rebut what appears to be a differential enforcement, or they will lose public trust. Will? Whoa, Elon, you're a little late on that. They've already lost it. All right. Finally, this is interesting, and I'll finish with this. So apparently one of the Trump lawyers alleges that they tried to coerce him into cooperating against Trump. Now, this is not good. This is from The Guardian. A valet for President Donald Trump alleged that Joe Biden's Justice Department raised his lawyer's application for a judgeship in a meeting where he was being asked to cooperate in investigations against the 45th President of the United States, raising a specter of state-level coercion in one of the most high-profile cases in America. And according to The Guardian, at issue is an incident that took place last year around November when prosecutors were trying to gain the cooperation of valet Walt Nauta, who has been under scrutiny because prosecutors suspected he helped the former president conceal classified documents that had been subpoenaed. Nauta had already spoken to prosecutors in the investigation when they called his lawyer, Stanley Woodward, and summoned him to a meeting at Justice Department headquarters for an urgent matter that they were reluctant to discuss over the phone, the letter said. When Woodward arrived at a conference room, he was seated across from several prosecutors working on the investigation, including the chief of the counterintelligence section, Jay Brott, who explained that they wanted Nauta to cooperate with the government against Trump, the letter said. Nauta should cooperate with the government because he had given potentially conflicting testimony that could result in a false statement charge, the prosecutor said, according to the letter. Woodward is said to have demurred, disputing that Nauta had made false statements. Brett then turned to Woodward and remarked that he did not think that Woodward was a Trump guy and that he would do the right thing, before noting that he knew Woodward had submitted an application to be a judge at the Superior Court in Washington, D.C. that was currently pending, the letter said. Now, the allegation, in essence, is that Brett suggested Woodward's judicial application might be considered more favorably if he and his client cooperated against Trump. The letter was filed after Trump's lawyer had submitted a motion on Monday seeking grand jury transcripts because of what they viewed as potential misconduct. So they kind of either threatened and or tried to coerce him with a little what is it, carrot? You gotta try to give me a little carrot there, no, and then otherwise there's a stick coming at you. Here's a little carrot. We're gonna give you a carrot if you cooperate against. Well, first of all, cooperate against his client, Nauta, the witness that they were trying to get. And basically, they're trying to get him to testify against, cooperate against the Trump guy. That guy with the funny hair. So, on that note, and good laugh, I got to call this a day. And hope you call it a day, too. Hey, stop. No, wait, hold it. I just forgot. I forgot one thing. Very, very important. Very important. Hit the damn like button right now. There's 31 people, 22 likes. That's pathetic. Thank you. Also, thank you for sharing the stream. Those of you who've done already. Many of you have. And I think I mentioned you already, didn't I? Jimmy Das Hotep, Tyler F., Swamp Fox Ghost, Simon Wolfwood, Scribe Light, Somnambule Nation, and also Tall Person. Everyone who tweeted out the show, I greatly appreciate it. It helps every time. Okay. And then also, thanks for the sponsors of the show today. God, I'm just saying, ooh, got a little confliction from God. Did I do something wrong, sir? Anyway, thank you, God, again, for sponsoring the show. Tyre Alexander, Jabaria Judah, thank you so much for being here. And all of you in the chat, you are awesome. I got to go. Thanks for being here. Thanks again. And I'm going to say thanks again because I can't stop saying thanks. Y'all have a good weekend. Got to go. My name's Dawg Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.